Hello everyone, my name is Jennifer Adams and I'm the Vice President of Philanthropy with Better Living, which includes Margaret, Bain Hospice and Jagernoth Hospice. Thank you for joining us for today's kickoff event in support of our 2022 Hike for Hospice. Hike for Hospice is our biggest fundraising event that helps to raise much needed funds in support of Margaret, Bain Hospice and Jagernoth Hospice. This year's event is virtual and encourages participants to hike or choose some other type of activity that challenges themselves, and to do their activity between the dates of May 22nd and May 29th. Participants can do their activities every day, during the event period, or on a single day, in a group, or on their own, whatever works for them. However, we ask participants to share photos with us using our hashtag, which is hashtag hike4hospice. Through the generous support of our community, last year we raised $82,000. This year we have the big goal of setting our sights on raising $95,000 in support of our hospices. Also new this year, we are hosting a celebration event. It's taking place on Sunday, July 17th at Jagernoth Hospice, and it's for all participants who raise $250 or more. This day will include a fun afternoon with entertainment, a barbecue, and family activities, all in recognition of the generous support from our community. To kick off this year's Hike for Hospice, I'm pleased to welcome our speakers for this afternoon. Our speakers include Kristen Caballero, our Senior Vice President of Community Services with Better Living, the Honorable John Taylor, Mayor for the town of Newmarket, Carol Edward, our Vice President of Palliative Services with Better Living, and last but certainly not least, Sue and Janelle Jagernoth, a family who has a very close connection with our Margaret Bain Hospice. Thank you again for joining us, and we look forward to seeing all of the wonderful participation over the event period.
My name is Kristen Caballero, and I'm the Senior Vice President of Better Living Health and Community Services. We are honored that Margaret Bain Hospice and its wonderful care team have been part of our Better Living family since 2017. Margaret Bain Hospice is a residential hospice that provides caring end-of-life care for approximately 250 residents each year. Residents and their families have private use of their own suite that features a private patio, a pull-down Murphy bed so loved ones can stay close, meals provided through our in-hospice kitchen such as soups, stews, and freshly baked goods, and round-the-clock care for the resident. There are no fees to residents or families to stay at our hospice. Not only is our hospice a place to stay with a loved one for end-of-life care, our hospice provides an environment where family members can connect with their families who may be going through similar experiences, participate in legacy, enrichment, and bereavement activities that will make new and meaningful memories that will last forever. In addition, our staff team can support residents and their caregivers to communicate and fulfill their wishes for end-of-life care. In 2019, we integrated with Jagernoth Hospice, a community hospice that has been serving the Newmarket, Aurora, and South Bradford communities for over 30 years. Becoming partners with Jagernoth Hospice meant that we could offer a continuum of care to our families, from being first being diagnosed to undergoing treatment, supporting individuals during recovery, helping with transition to residential hospice if needed, and then supporting family members with grief and bereavement if they experience the loss of their loved one. We are fortunate to receive government funding of approximately $1.1 million each year. However, our annual operating costs for both of our hospices is $1.8 million. As we all know, COVID-19 was difficult for everyone, and our teams at Margaret Bain Hospice and Jagernoth Hospice remain steadfast in their commitment to helping our clients and their families. We were proud to maintain a 91% occupancy rate at Margaret Bain Hospice throughout the pandemic. We understood our essential role as a system partner during this time. It was not only to support our partners, but to ensure that the uninterrupted delivery of palliative care to our clients, residents, and their caregivers. In order to maintain our services at the current level and to ensure that our services remain free to families, we must rely on the generous support of the community to raise approximately $800,000 each year through events such as our Hike for Hospice. On behalf of the Better Living family of organizations, I extend my deepest thanks to all participants, donors, sponsors, and supporters of this year's Hike for Hospice.
Hi everybody, it's Mayor John Taylor here. Just wanting to reach out to the residents of Newmarket and the surrounding area and ask you to give some thought to supporting the Hike for Hospice this year, May 22nd to May 29th. I think a lot of us don't fully realize how fortunate we are to have the Margaret Bain Hospice and the Jagernoth Hospice in our community. There are communities larger than us that do not have a residential hospice and dearly would like to have one. We are so blessed to have this incredible facility. Let me tell you, my father-in-law passed away just before Margaret Bain was established here at Southlake. And as compassionate and as hardworking, as caring as the staff were, it couldn't make the experience what it should have been, a dignified, family-centered experience, because the facility doesn't allow for it. This specialized facility with workers and an atmosphere that's dedicated to making the end-of-life experience something that it should be, something dignified and something special, is a true gift to our community. So please try to find a way, support somebody who's participating in the Hike for Hospice, or sign up yourself, myhospice.ca. Our community is so blessed to have these facilities. Let's support them. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Carol Edward and I'm the Vice President of Hospice Palliative Care Services. Our team at Doan House and Margaret Bain Hospices are privileged to be part of the journey as many families are faced with life-threatening illnesses, the daunting road of treatment and recovery, and unfortunately, in many circumstances, the loss of a loved one. Our care team focuses on the holistic needs of the individual and their family. We ensure that they have the supports that they need when they need them. We are also committed to providing support for caregivers as we understand and recognize the pivotal role that they play in the care of their loved ones and in part of the individual's journey. At Margaret Bain Hospice, this may mean sitting with a family member or sitting with the resident so that a spouse can go home and be able to spend time with their children, or arranging for a special wish to help them create a memory that will last for forever, arranging a special meal, or knowing how to provide some comfort and ask questions and answer those questions during this difficult time. Our care team takes the worry out of their loved ones' care and allows families to just be together. Providing time to spend with their loved ones can bring comfort, peace, and calm for members of the family. Our care team at Doan House Hospice provides a wide range of psychosocial supports from initial diagnosis by helping individuals to navigate the healthcare system. We support individuals as they undergo treatment and provide resources to make informed decisions about their personal well-being. We provide caregiver support, art therapy, and grief and bereavement services. In fact, we are often connected to families for many, many years based on their care needs. I personally have had the opportunity to participate in the Hike for Hospice for the last 2 years, and I am so happy to be able to be leading a team this year called the Happy Hikers. So if you are interested in joining my team to either walk or to run, I'd be delighted to have you join us, or to join another team so that we can work together to help raise the much needed funds that we need to operate our programs and services at the hospice programs. Once again, I would like to personally thank every family member who has accessed our service and our programs. We are both honored and privileged to have the opportunity to spend time in such an important part of a person's life journey.
Hi there, I'm Sue Jagernoth, and my husband Michael was in the warm and caring surroundings of Margaret Bain Hospice for his last few days with us. With me today is our youngest child, Janelle. Also in our family are our 2 older sons, Stefan and Brian, a grandson, Jacob, 18, and the light of our lives, our precocious granddaughter, 7-year-old Katana. Michael and I were born in Trinidad and migrated in 1969 and 1970, respectively. We met when I was at university and married in 1976. 10 years and 3 kids later, with a booming housing market in 1986, we made the decision to move to Aurora, to our forever home, and to give our kids a better life. We are truly blessed and fortunate that over the years, our home has been a summer, school break, PA days, weekend, and more recently, the pandemic lockdown home for the grandchildren, and a welcoming place for our friends and family. Despite coming from large families, 5 siblings on his side, 10 on mine, we remain connected with them over the years at our home. After many years of traveling together when the kids were younger, we took a last family trip to Trinidad in February 2016 along with one of our sons and Janelle. In October 2016, Michael and I had a memorable last trip together, Morocco by way of Paris, for a niece's wedding, and it was indeed a trip of a lifetime, which included a road trip and overnight stay in the Sahara Desert. That summer, he was diagnosed with bile duct cancer, and so began our final journey together. After months filled with increasing symptoms, tests, doctors, hospitals, appointments, medications, he had what was deemed a successful operation in 2017 with no remaining signs of cancer. The prognosis for this type of cancer, however, was a 25% survival rate with an 18-month expectancy of survival if it recurred. Michael lived life to the fullest as he was able, knowing that his days might be numbered. Following a recurrence of symptoms and a drastic drop in weight in November 2018, we received the news that Michael's cancer was back and we would have him for about 12 months. On Christmas Day 2019, we were unable to travel. However, unbeknownst to us, his siblings, nieces, and nephews all arrived at our place that evening, a full dinner in tow, to have a final Christmas visit with him. On December 27th, Michael's final visit to South Lake. We knew his journey's end was in sight. He had a difficult and heart-wrenching night at home the night before, and he was literally on his last legs. The oncologist on duty that day told us about Margaret Bain Hospice and the wonderful work that they do. Miraculously, and we do feel there were a few miracles along the way, a bed became available that day. To be honest, when Michael was slowly slipping away, we really hadn't given much thought about the end of his life, as we were so focused on keeping him with us. So it was a godsend to us to be introduced to the Margaret Bain Hospice. I clearly remember that it was an unseasonably warm day in December, and we wheeled Michael straight from the hospital and into the wonderful care of the staff at Margaret Bain for his last 3 days. It was a peaceful and comforting respite for the angst-filled days, weeks, and months that Michael had in his last few years. The care he was given was an unexpected blessing, and one that I've recounted countless times to family, friends, co-workers, anyone who would listen. It is with gratitude that we are pleased to participate again this year and support the annual Hike for Hospice in Michael's name, so that the work of the hospice can continue on for other families. Thank you.
So thank you to all of our supporters and speakers who have shared what hospice means to them, and to all the families who are impacted by Margaret Bain Hospice and Doan House Hospice on a daily basis. We are thankful to all of our participants who have already registered for this year's Hike for Hospice. A reminder that registration is open through May 29th, so you can choose to do your activity and engage your friends and family in supporting our hospices all the way through the end of May. Thank you for all of your generous support, and we hope to see you hiking or walking between May 22nd or May 29th in our Hike for Hospice in support of Margaret Bain Hospice and Doan House Hospice. Thank you.